Hey gorgeous, my name is Lona and I'm the Little Things Girl, and I help women from around the world step up for themselves and step into the life that they desire and deserve. And I do this by helping them find or rediscover their self-love, their self-worth and their self-confidence. Today's video is all about turning your inner critic into your biggest cheerleader. What does that mean? Well, if you've ever spent any time thinking about your inner voice, it may not surprise you to know that 90% of conversations that we have happen internally. That's scary. If your inner voice is critical of you, if she's a bully, if she's nasty, if she's bitchy, if she's judgmental, 90% of your conversations is with that person. So if you find yourself feeling unloved or unworthy, or that you lack self-confidence, or if your inner voice is just a bully, please keep watching this video. It's really, really important, and I hope that you find value in what I'm about to say. You know, for me, it was a big thing when I realized that, you know what, my inner voice was a bully. She was very, very mean, and I struggled with self-confidence for a very, very long time. And it was because my inner voice kept telling me that I wasn't good enough. You know, I was constantly looking at myself in the mirror going, you know, wow, you know, why are you so fat? Why are your thighs so big? You know, why are your arms so flabby? Why do you have so many scars? I used to always come down on myself super, super hard. And it wasn't up until about maybe 2-3 years ago where I realized that I can have a conversation with my inner voice. You know, instead of it just being a one-way, you know, her telling me things, I could also tell her to just shh. Just take a step back, just be quiet for 5 minutes and let me just think. And it has been an absolute life changer. And throughout this course, you would hear me talking about things that have changed my life, things like self-care, that have really improved the way that I see myself. It's really improved the way that I love myself, the way that I take care of myself. And we'll also be talking about other things, like, for example, you know, being able to tell your inner voice to keep quiet, to lower her voice, to treat you with kindness. But it is a two-way street. So you've got to treat yourself with kindness before your inner voice is going to listen to you. You're going to need to make friends with her. You need to treat her like somebody that you love. Because in a lot of cases, when we look at ourselves or we think about ourselves very, very negatively. And then it just creates a spiral, you know, a downward spiral, where you think about yourself negatively, and then the next time something happens, it's so much easier to think about yourself negatively. And then you catch yourself and you're stuck in this loop and you don't know how to get out because it's now become a habit. I mean, how often do you scroll through social media? And as you're scrolling, you're going, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, I wish I was more like that. Oh my gosh, she's so perfect, she's so beautiful, she's so this, she's so that. You're constantly comparing yourself to people that are putting less than 1% of their lives on social media. You're constantly comparing yourself to these snippets, these little snapshots of somebody's life. You know, I could get all dressed up and film this video and then go back into bed and go take a nap. You've got no idea. You've got absolutely no idea what life really looks like for that person. So instead of comparing like a snippet of their life to your current situation, just remember that that's a second in their life. It's not a real life. It's not their whole life. I mean, they don't have a camera on them all the time. It's a snapshot. It's a second. That's all it is. So the first thing to do is to stop with the comparisons. You know, it's actually called comparison paralysis, because you are constantly comparing yourself with everybody else that you end up not making decisions in your own life. So I would love for you, and this is step number 1 in this video series, I would love for you to go sit down in front of a mirror, or if you have a full-length mirror, go stand in front of the mirror. And you may want to do this in private because it can get very, very awkward. So sit down in front of a mirror and just look at yourself. And when I say look at yourself, I mean really, really look at yourself. Not the 5 seconds in the mirror in the mornings when you're quickly doing your makeup before you rush out the door to work. Look at yourself. Look at the color of your eyes, you know, the shape of your chin, the shape of your teeth, the length of your hair, the color of your hair, your shoulders, is one higher than the other? Look at your breasts, are they the same size? Or, you know, maybe one is slightly lower than the other. You know, look at your tummy, look at your belly, look at your bum, look at like every single part of your body. And when you find yourself, or when you find your inner voice judging you or saying something negative, I want you to say this to yourself, and you can say it out loud as many times as needed. No judgment, just looking. So every time you look at yourself in the mirror and you know, your eyes glance something that they don't like, really focus on that part. So for example, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you don't like the fact that you've got chicken wings. I mean, I've got the little chicken wings at the moment because I've picked up a lot of weight. So if you look at yourself in the mirror and you look at your little chicken wings and you're like, I don't like them, instead of acknowledging that I don't like them, acknowledge the fact that I'm just looking, no judgment. And I want you to go through your entire body. I want you to set a timer for 5 minutes and actually spend 5 minutes looking at every part of your body. Go through your body, start at, you know, the top of your head and end at the tips of your toes. And if there's time left over, just keep looking at yourself, keep staring at your eyes. I don't know if you've ever seen couples therapy where, you know, the counselor will say to you, you know, just stare at your partner, just look at their eyes for 2 minutes. It's hardcore. Like, even if you stare into your own eyes, like, it's hardcore. Often so many emotions surface that we didn't even know that we were holding on to. So I really suggest doing this, you know, at least once. If you want to do it more than once, that's also totally fine. But set the timer for 5 minutes, because a lot of us get very, very bored very quickly. And also a lot of us get scared when those emotions come up. So set the timer for 5 minutes and really spend the time looking at yourself. Looking at yourself without judgment. Just looking, no judgment. Okay, so go through your whole body. Acknowledge any feelings that come up. Any discomfort is not a bad thing. Discomfort means we're growing. I want you to remember that, because nothing good ever comes from a comfort zone. You know, there's no growth in a comfort zone. There's this meme with a circle and a little stick figure, and where the little stick figure literally puts a foot out of its comfort zone, does the thing, and then comes back. And I always think about that. Anytime you feel discomfort, that's your foot just outside your comfort zone. It's ready to take the next step. It's being ready to allow yourself to grow, to become more. Okay, so step number 1 is looking at yourself. And like I said, after the 5 minutes, you may feel very, very awkward. You may feel very strange. So I suggest having a cup of tea, or, you know, watching an episode on Netflix, or doing something before you do the next exercise. And you can even do this exercise the next day. And that is to really just sit in front of the mirror again and have a conversation with yourself. Have an open, honest, kind conversation with yourself. And kindness is really, really important, because for this one, I want you to sit down and acknowledge the things that came up for you. So for example, when you looked at your chicken wings and you're like, I don't like the way my chicken wings look. Acknowledge it and say, I don't like the way that my arms look, but at least I have strong arms. Or if you look at yourself and you go, I don't like the fact that I have a big belly, but at least I have food to eat. Or I don't like the fact that my breasts are different sizes, but at least I've got healthy breasts. So I want you to acknowledge the bad, or the things that you don't like, and I want you to counter it with something really good, really positive, something that you're grateful for. Because when you come out of a place of gratefulness, amazing things start to happen in your life. Before I end this video, I just want to tell you about the Turning Your Inner Critic into Your Biggest Cheerleader course. So it's a short course. There's about 7 or 8 videos. We'll really be talking about how to treat yourself like somebody that you love. We'll be talking about self-love and self-care, and how those two things go hand in hand. We'll be talking about how to make friends with your inner voice, and how it's totally okay to tell it to shh, And then we'll also be talking about just how to really up-level your self-confidence and just feel better about yourself, because that's something that's really, really important. I mean, you are going to go through your whole life having to interact with people. So when you lack self-confidence, it really, really affects the way that you react with people, the kinds of relationships that you have. It affects your career path, your success in life. And success is also a funny one, but we'll have a different video about that later. So the rest of the course, Turning Your Inner Critic into Your Biggest Cheerleader, comes at a cost of $3. And the reason why it's $3 and not a free course is because science has shown that if you sign up for something free, the chances of you completing it is only about 30%. It's just kind of scary. Which just means that every time you sign up for something free, you're not really committed to it. So the reason why I'm asking for a $3 investment is just to make sure that you get the most value out of it. Because I'm going to need you to work on this. And if you're serious about it, you will. Because it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I would really love for you to sign up for this course. Like I said, there's quite a lot of value in it. We definitely spoke about the two most uncomfortable things during this video. So if you would like to sign up, there's a link below. And then I will catch you on the other side. Before I go though, I'll leave you with one more thought, and this is something that we talk about throughout the course as well. It's about the choice. Okay, so today I ask you, what do you want to be? Do you want to remain a seed where the wind blows you around and you never really grow roots? Or do you want to become a mighty oak, strong and rooted and full of green leaves, constantly growing and becoming a bigger, better version of yourself? The choice is yours. As always, the choice is yours. You know, you can either continue living life the way that you've always lived life, or you can continue to step out of your comfort zone and continue to grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.